It's Dr. Sarah Larsen and Lyric Benson. Ooh, I just clicked back over to me. Hi. I am so glad that you're here. We are doing an amazing conversation today to really take us to the next level in our awareness with crystals and with seeds and with the ability to achieve peace through technology that's been created by wise ancient ones. I am with Lyric Benson. She is just so amazing. I've spent a little bit of time with her, and every time I get to talk with her or hang out with her, she is delightful, so informative, and we're going to talk about crystal seed projects. As I'm talking about you, I just flashed onto the screen to show your, yay, welcome, Lyric. I love that your name means song, and I think about your parents, and just as a parent, the whole naming process. Would you talk just a little bit about your mom and dad and tell us a little bit about yourself? And Lyric Benson is someone I feel everyone should know.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sarah. Yeah, so basically, my father is Robbie Benson. He was a teen actor, and then in the 70s, he worked with Paul Newman and a lot of other really remarkable, famous older actors. He was the star of Ice Castles and One-on-One and Running Brave, and oh gosh, so many that I haven't even seen. It's embarrassing to say that, but but he then he became a director when I was very young and wanted to go behind the scenes. So I actually grew up mostly on TV sets. He directed Ellen back when she had her sitcom show, and Friends for some time. Also the show Jessie, The Naked Truth with Taya Leone, a bunch of stuff. And so I really grew up kind of infused in that industry. My mom is also a singer-songwriter, Carla DeVito. She was the singer in Meatloaf, the girl that would dance with him. So,
Oh my God, that was life transforming. I watched that video. I watched it so many times, and she's amazing.
yeah, she is amazing, and like the most remarkable woman. My mom is a saint. So, you know, I grew up in this very kind of interesting environment in Los Angeles. I wasn't so into spirituality even as a young girl, even though my parents have remarkable hearts. You know, they raised me just with to have a good conscience and, you know, to be very moral, but it was never any dogma. And then, which is good, I think.
Yeah.
And then when I became about 19, I was introduced to Transcendental Meditation in the TM City program, and I graduated from Maharishi University of Management. A lot of people might know it now because Jim Carrey just did the address for the school,
Yeah.
and you know, it was really amazing. And basically, I dove very, very deeply into enlightenment and awakening. I spent 3 years as a part of one of Maharishi's coherence creating groups for world peace, which means that we were meditating very long hours every day, and there's been a lot of scientific research showing how that creates peace in the environment. And then I actually left that group and continued on my inward journey, living very monastically, even more reclusively, for about 6 more years. And that's how I met Matthew Reifschlager, who is the founder of the Wholeness. He's an amazing energetic healer. He's about my age. And he actually, in a time where I was having remarkable health challenges, just completely saved my life. Him and the president of the Wholeness, now president of the Wholeness, who is also an amazing energy healer named Carol Hardin. And so that continued my journey. I have been studying and working with them for, gosh, it's probably about 4 or 5 years now. And I just completely love that part of my path as well. It's all about awakening to God within. So it can't get much better than that.
What I really enjoy and love being around you is you really carry the energy of peace and love and authenticity. It is emanating from your heart, and I can feel your years of love and devotion to Earth and love and devotion to your own process. And I also love this energy with the Wholeness Project, the Crystal Earth Project. What is the overall mission of this project?
Sure. Well, first I will explain just briefly what the wholeness is.
Yes.
It's so that they can have a little more context. So the Wholeness is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and the whole mission of the Wholeness is to bring enlightenment and awakening to all mankind. So, you know, this is not a small task, but it was one that was given to us through Matthew. He is the founder, and he has communion with God and communion with the archangels, and we all have that in our heart. You know, it manifests in very different ways. I have a lot of visual perception and intuition. He has very clear, you know, communion through his ears, I guess you could say.
Yes, through clear audio, and all of our senses are so able to tune in. Some have a very unique sense of smell, and they remember a smell, and that connects them into being able to remember. Mother Mary often comes to people as this rose scent. And the Kuan Yin comes with a gardenia jasmine smell, a mixture of that. You can hear clear audio, some catch visions, and so all of our senses are available to connect with and communion with Source and the great masters that came before us. And there's so much research that's sharing these people collectively having this information, different parts of the brain lighting up as they're shown different images, and are relating sense experiences out. And so we're connecting all that we've known for thousands of years in the Bhagavad Gita, in all the written texts, the handed down wisdom. We are now able to tap into that directly through technology and through our intention. And that's what I really love about this project is so many people have to spend hours and hours in meditation to get to a space of feeling at peace. We now are building and recognizing tools such as crystals, such as copper, such as sacred geometric shapes that will bring about the energy of meditation, of peace, of communing with Source in a shape around us as a tool. So I'm so excited for you to talk about that as well.
Yes, so that's primarily what my job is as the director of the Crystal Earth Project, which is just one part of the Wholeness's overall mission. But it's just like you were saying, Dr. Sarah, you know, this technology is to help catalyze global awakening. And that'll happen through utilizing the power of Mother Earth. Mother Earth is our greatest resource right now for awakening. Her light fields have gone through such a powerful upshift in energy. And so we wonder, why isn't humanity awakened? And it's crazy. If she is vibrating with enlightenment and we're basically cells in this great being that is Mother Earth, we are a part of her physiology. Our bodies are deeply connected, and yet simultaneously there's this disconnect. And so we ask, why is this happening? And that is because human collective consciousness is a massive energy source. It's very, very powerful. And so basically what happens is the human body over these last thousands of years has become accustomed to tuning in and drawing its energy from that power, the power of collective consciousness, which can in some ways actually be somewhat toxic for the body. And it creates this, you could say, way in which the body runs energy, which is head-centric. Our
Rather than
physiology, yeah,
Yes,
our
rather than
physiology,
heart-centric. And as a medical doctor that's trained in India and trained here in the West as well, in India, there is this palpable sense of owning your spirituality and energy around you. In the West, there's so many distractions from connecting you into the body and separating you from the breath. And I think it's very, very important to point out that we have known our connection to our body 5,000 years ago. For many, many thousands of years, we were very peaceful in some senses. And at some point, we disconnected from the intelligence of our heart that led us into not being able to connect directly with the earth anymore. The information or wisdom started coming from outside rather than the focal point of inside. And I also want to point out, just like we have a system like the liver, we have a system like our eyes or our brain, they're individual systems, and yet they connect into our whole body. The earth is very much like that. Each person on the earth is kind of like its own organ within the body, and what that organ does within the body affects everything else. My liver and its ability to detoxify my body affects my ability to think. And it's so important to understand. In school, so many of us were taught that we're meaningless beings, we're just a speck of dust, and now that's what I was taught. And now through medicine, through working together with sacred wisdom from ancient traditions, from the Egyptians, from the East, even our traditional wisdom here in the U.S., working with shamans in the Native American cultures, we know now, we really truly get on a scientific basis that what I do affects everything around me. And it's really to put that in context with the body, what others, the collective consciousness is thinking also affects my body. Collectively, if there is a belief system, it will come in and allow different processes to be opened or closed within my thinking, within my energy, emotional and spiritual field. Spiritually, I know that we're all whole. And so how does the Wholeness Project define that?
well, basically, that's so beautiful, Dr. Sarah, and it's exactly along the lines with what we teach, because it just, in looking at Mother Earth as, or our physiologies as organs or cells in a greater being, you can see how the intelligence of the wholeness of Mother Earth will affect us if we're connected. And so what our project is doing, and here's a little, you can see it, this is the little crystals that we're starting with. We actually have these crystal seeds, we have larger beacons, and we're eventually going to build 9 world crystal temples all around the earth to help amplify this earth energy and make it accessible for the human physiology. So that basically what will happen is, no matter if you're Joe driving on the 405 freeway, you will be affected by these amplified vibrations. You don't have to be aware or conscious of the project in order to benefit, because we plant these 3 feet into the earth. We plant them all around the globe in sacred places. They've already been planted in 9 holy places around the earth. They've been planted in Israel, on Mount Carmel. They've been planted in the Peruvian Andes. They've been planted, 3 of them in Nepal, in the Himalayas. They've been planted in New Mexico, and on and on and on, Hawaii. But basically,
I want to talk about the shape and
yes.
also the crystals. The crystals hold an energy. They hold a frequency, and it's consistent what it's sending out. Crystal energy, and each one has a different property. Rose quartz has a very healing property. You have citrine, which has an abundant quality, amethyst, which is a grounding property. And when we measure the subtle energy coming out of these crystals, it is an energy that produces consistently what is connected with it. And each of the crystals come from years and years of pressure, intention of the earth wanting this particular value or this particular aspect to be crystallized into a form. And so it's really important, I believe, for everyone to know the power that crystals themselves hold. And then the beautiful shape that it's in. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Sure, yes. So basically, this knowledge was given to us by the archangels through Matthew. Archangel Gabriel specifically, although if you think about archangels, they're just a vibration in creation. But but it was told that we should have a 9-pointed yantra made 3D.
Yes.
And a yantra is very sacred geometry, especially in the Vedic tradition.
Yes.
And it's like the wholeness in form. That's the best way to describe it. It's all of creation, dynamism and silence combined. So we have this beautiful shape, which is made totally of copper, and it's got 27 nodes, which correspond to the 27 nakshatras, or star systems, that affect Mother Earth the most powerfully. And copper is itself a remarkable amplifier of Earth energy, because that's what these are. They're amplifiers of Earth energy. They connect into Mother Earth's grid and amplify it for all of humanity. Then, as Dr. Sarah was saying about the crystals, there's 3 little crystals inside, if you can see. And each crystal is cut to our specifications and hand-mined from a very sacred mine in Brazil, which all of our crystals are freshly mined. And the reason that they're freshly mined is because then there's no human intention or programming. Like Dr. Sarah was saying, each crystal just has the intention of Mother Earth. And although human beings are very powerful, this particular project, we just want the crystals to amplify Earth energy. And, you know, as Dr. Sarah said, crystals are themselves such powerful amplifiers. They take what they are amplifying, and like a laser, they make it more coherent and blast it out into the environment. And so when we have 10,000 of these little guys in the earth, what it'll do is this grid will be created, amplifying Mother Earth's sacred power. And through this crystalline technology and the archangels and Mother Earth, it'll all be amplified to heal and awaken humanity.
And thank you for sharing that. This is there's a few things that are so important about the shape as well. This beautiful sacred shape I saw in Egypt, in the temples of Egypt, and we still don't know how the pyramids were formed. And yet, all of the temples, all of the things that are shown around Egypt have beautiful sacred geometry to them. And this is, I have some pictures from my last journey just a couple months ago in Egypt with the flower of life represented, with this particular yantra. This is wisdom and technology that has been around but never put together or utilized in the way that it's being brought together now. Archangels and the guides that are here helping, connecting, joining us in our intention when we ask them to. So archangels work with and are able to answer when we're able to really listen from the frequency of this stillness of our being. They answer these amazing questions and help us build technology in order to make it, I guess, foolproof. No matter what, this shape is transmitting out and generating a flower of life grid or pattern around it. Each of the places where energy is connected to at the center, again, winds up being a grounding force. Gravitational pull, I'm sure if we looked at this seed, we would find so much energy going out and purification coming in and out.
Yes. Yes, what was explained is that, and actually because I do have decent visual multidimensional perception, I do see this, and it does, like Dr. Sarah just said, it creates a grid in the environment and it purifies it. And people can have these in their homes. Like, I'm living with one currently, and my mother has one, and I know when we got the one in my mom's house, she noticed such a remarkable upshift in the environment, and she doesn't have any perception that. Actually, it's an interesting story. We had to give hers to Oprah because we had an opportunity to give one to Oprah. So we only had one made, and so we had to take my mom's, and she cried that day. She would probably be embarrassed if I said this. But because she noticed such a difference in the environment, because it's purifying it, it's giving that layer of protection in the environment. It's creating this amazing lotus grid. And what's happening is that Earth energy is spinning like a vortex out of both sides, created by this off-center structure of the three crystals. So the technology is amazing, and you know, even though I do have some perception, I know I'm only seeing the smallest bit of what is actually happening, but it's just such a blessing to see it, to feel it. People have held it and felt massive clearings in their physiology. So,
I see the energy out of it as well. And when I was holding it in at the gateway recently, it was just amazing with the energy that it amplified in my own heart as well. And I could feel myself communing with the energy there. And I just want to thank your mom for getting and giving to just what a brilliant thing to speak about your mom, her ability to really love this and yet let it go for greater good that could happen.
Yeah, it was sweet.
So beautifully of your mom. So I want to thank her for being the mother that she is to you. You're just so exceptional, and that really comes through a village, but really comes through your mom, that love, that certainty that comes. And this is, our earth is a mother to us all. And she is constantly, just like your mother was giving to the greatest good that could happen through this gifting, our Mother Earth is constantly giving to us in order that the best can possibly happen. And that's one of the reasons I'm so moved by this project, is we get to amplify her energy and her wisdom and her voice in order that every child or every being that has been generated by Earth gets to have this stillness and peace and connectedness to the mother. If each of us had in our biology the knowing of a mother such as you have a knowing with your mother, we would be able to get into these still places a lot quicker through our hearts rather than going through our heads. And so it becomes such a beautiful gift. And your mom's story is the story of Earth in this scenario. She gives so that a greater good can come through.
That was so beautiful, Dr. Sarah. Exactly. I definitely don't think I could have said it at all any better. That was so beautiful. How you spoke of Mother Earth and the amplification of her wisdom. That's enlightenment. So that's what we're attempting to vibrationally give to the whole world. And, you know, it will really anchor in and ground this new age of enlightenment that everyone is speaking of. That is our goal and our mission, and people can get involved in so many different ways. You know, I'm so excited that Greg is planning to plant one in Norway, and we hold space as a 501c3 nonprofit, so people can donate to that seed. And I know we'll provide links somehow to the donation page, which is on our website right now for that Norway seed. And people can either donate to a seed that is going somewhere, or if they want to be a seed planting captain, they can also decide, you know, oh, I want to plant one on Mount Shasta, or I want to plant one in this beautiful national park 15 minutes from my house. That's what they just find a place that's sacred to their hearts, and then they get together with 30 of their friends, and each one of these seeds, because it's copper crystal and it's all handmade, they are $945, and people can buy them for their homes to help purify and connect their homes into that sacred energy grid. But if they would like to, they can also get together with like 32 of their friends. Each person gives $30, and then they can do a group seed planting to help get the grid of 10,000. I mean, this is a global peace initiative. This is the main purpose of this project. And then eventually, we're going to do these 9 world temples in the Himalayas, in the Andes, using a huge crystal to amplify that earth energy. And that was the original mission that was given to us. The seeds are building the foundation necessary for those giant temples to be built as purifiers of collective consciousness and amplifiers of earth energy.
That's so lovely, and I'm so excited that Greg he's headed to Norway to connect in and speak in that region. We really sat with, there were so many places that we're traveling to and able to contribute to with our speaking, with the wisdom that we've been training ourselves in and teaching. And what really came to us with Norway is, here is this beautiful region, this beautiful land, and the energy there went out into the world and really created and crafted so much in about 3,000, 4,000 years ago. And here is a society, Norway, now their society there lives to take care of the earth, take care of each other. It really is an energy and a field of non-competitiveness and really gifting towards they take their national resources and they reinvest those for the next generations coming through.
Wow.
Their royalty, the queen there, the princess there, loves archangels, and this is one of her favorite things. And so we would love to take this tool to this region, this land that has already begun to broadcast the intention of the earth over its airwaves, over its taking care of its people. and it's so beautiful in its intention to have its wisdom. Um, uh, uh, so through education, through planting farms, these beautiful, hard-working, amazing people in Norway having and harnessing more of the Earth's intention there, broadcasting out. And so Greg and I sat with that, and we really just want to amplify the energy from Earth there out to other regions, first world countries, first world that have already met the needs of their society at some level, to start thinking 7 generations down the road. And we'd really love to honor the royalty there that is honoring angels already. And so that was and since that we've been thinking about that, I would love to take to the lands here in the U.S. I'd love to take it to Pakistan, which is the country that I was born in. And I would love to take this technology to Egypt as well. And so I know we'll put more pages up on the website to sponsor getting this technology into ancient temples, the Temple of Isis. On the original island, there's nothing there. And it would be so beautiful to have Isis is considered the Great Mother as well. She was one of the angels that communicated with and connected with the earth and spoke for and was able to gather intelligence, wisdom, body parts from different parts of the earth and utilize that to bring about human potential. And so I'd love to take these crystals and plant them in those regions as well. And starting with Norway, I'm so excited about that seed.
This is just so incredible, Dr. Sarah. I can't thank you enough. You know, it's just one of those things where if individuals either know in their heart if they want to be a part of this project or not, and if they do, then just completely make it your own, you know, and go for it, because, you know, we're just so grateful for the help and the support. And, you know, I mean, that would just be so incredible if those seeds could be planted. My whole body just got chills when you were talking about it, and that would just be absolutely amazing.
The trip to Egypt was amazing for me in so many ways. Being in the King's Chamber, in the Great Pyramid, in meditation, in the dark, in silence, with 17 other conscious, amazing spiritual beings, really amplified my ability to hear, and I heard directly that humanity has done it. We have already gone further than we were expected to go because of our giving and our connectedness to each other. So I heard that so clearly. I also heard that everything, literally everything that we've ever imagined that is connected to peace, wholeness, magical experiences in our life that give at the heart level to ourselves, give to our loved ones, our community, and to the world, are really available. So this is definitely, to me, one of those projects that I felt and saw and knew from temple to temple, and knew and heard in the Great Pyramid in Egypt.
That's so beautiful, Dr. Sarah. You know, we have so much support multidimensionally for this project. You know, the very first vision for this project came to a Cherokee medicine woman named Nakai Breen. She was one of the very first Native Americans to speak before Congress. She helped save the Kickapoo tribe. She was an amazing visionary, and she began receiving visions from Parashara, who is a very, very great Vedic Hindu saint. In the holy tradition of Vedic masters, you know, he's like the Babe Ruth of saints. He helped cognize Jyotish, which is Indian astrology, and he began explaining to her the necessity for humanity's evolution, that these crystal temples be built as amplifiers of peace. And Nakai came to Matthew, the founder of the Wholeness's father, 30 years ago with this vision, because he was the one who was to build them. And so for the last 30 years, we've been trying to, you know, to some degree, get this project started. I wasn't even born. I think Matthew was like 2. but finally, through Matthew's own cognition and the guidance from Nakai, and the Hopis came to Nakai to tell her that she was the vision holder for this message. Now Matthew himself has the communion with the archangels, with Parashara, with so many ascended masters, and through that communion, this project I know will manifest, because, you know, so many on Earth are connected to all of these lineages, and we just got to make it happen.
Well, the Dalai Lama said, as well as other great living luminaries have said, it is the women of the West that will, and I'm putting my little fingers quotation, save the world. It's the women of the West. And Lyric, you and you're this beautiful medicine woman. Can you say her name again?
Yes, of course. Her name is Nakai Breen.
Nakai Breen. We are so grateful that she held this vision, and she grew into being able to speak everywhere, including the UN, to communicate the wisdom. And for each person listening to this, for each woman listening to this, whatever it is that is in your heart, that generates peace and love, for you to find a way to contribute to this project or this seed is to help her, to help this Native woman that came to all the leaders, all the people she knew to come to, even like you before you were born. People have been praying for you, the ones listening, the women and men listening. People have been praying for you before you were born in order that peace could be achieved through you. And I'm so grateful to be able to give words to that resonate with every fiber of my being. I know Mother Earth. I know this Wholeness project. I know that every need of the earth is met through these crystal seed projects. So
thank you so much, Dr. Sarah. You're a remarkable woman. I so appreciate all of your support. It's beyond description. So thank you with all my heart.
You're so welcome. And so how can we find out more about you and about this project?
Sure. Well, to find out more about the project, the easiest thing is to go to crystalearthproject.org. And right now we're working on the website, so there'll be a redirect directly to the Wholeness website with the description of the project. And you can sign up for our newsletter. You can support, if you click on donations under the crystal seed section, you'll find the Netherlands seed, so that you can donate to that seed. Norway seed. And you can just learn about the different technologies we have. We have beacons as well that are planted in people's backyards using 2 larger crystals. They're similar to the temples. They're smaller versions of the temples that we'll build. And they serve to protect and clear and amplify earth energy into your home environment. And you can learn about how to purchase a seed yourself or to get involved in the project in whatever way you can. And soon we'll have a really full website for everyone to plug into, probably in a couple weeks, we hope so.
Okay, wonderful. Lyric, thank you so much.
Yes.
And so I will also put stuff on my website that will help you get there. So it'll be under events on drsarahlarsen.com. That's just my name, and there will be a link going directly to the Norway project there. And I will also make sure there is a page on my website for this project. I believe in this so much. I believe in you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to our next conversation.
Yes, me too, 1,000%. Please, any way that we can help get this going, we will help in any way. So.
Thank you so much, love. And I just want to thank everyone who's watching this and everyone who's listening to this. It is you. It is you going to the website. It is you looking at this and sharing this project that makes the difference. You, me, Lyric, and all those that came before us, we get to stand on their shoulders and live like kings and queens without worrying, getting to extend our heart consciousness thanks to those that came before us, thanks to Mother Earth. And so take the time to share about this in digital form, and so taking links and sharing this, like I heard this awesome webinar, and also taking a look at the website. Take that next step for us.
Yes, and the Facebook page is really great.
Awesome.
Yeah, you just look up Crystal Earth Project on Facebook. We just started it like a month ago, and so go and like it.
Crystal Earth Project on Facebook. Crystal Earth Project. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you all soon.